Welcome to the Fight World, your home for fight information and combat analysis. Today we are going to get into Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder Part 2. It's coming up. It's coming up, people. I'm excited. Looking into it, there was so much drama in the first fight. It's going to be so interesting to see how the drama plays out in the next fight. But I will tell you there will be drama. Somehow I believe this fight is not going to go to distance. Let's not act like Deontay can't get knocked out either. While Tyson's not known as a knockout puncher, he's not necessarily the most heavy-handed. He did buzz Deontay when he got up from the dead on the 12th round in the first fight. He buzzed him. So that tells me he's capable of putting together maybe, Deontay, all he needs is one shot with that missile-like torpedo right hand. But if Fury can daze him, that means he can put together a nice 3 to 5 punch combination and maybe knock him down. It's possible. So looking into it, the fight is on Saturday, February 22nd at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Bronze Bomber versus the Gypsy King. WBC title on the line. So if you guys remember, the last fight Fury had was on, I believe, September 14th against Otto Whalen, I believe. Don't really know who that guy was, but you know what? He came to fight that night. He bruised up Tyson. Look at his eye here. I mean, it's real dangerous. And you know what? I thought that Tyson was maybe in trouble. I was starting to get the feeling once he got cut, because it took him a few rounds to adjust from that cut and come back. And I was like, are we going to see an upset here? I was hoping that we did not see an upset, because we all want to see that rematch, and an upset might mess that up. So we do remember Deontay's last fight, November 23rd, Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 2. We remember, as per usual when he fights great boxers, Deontay, for most of the fight, looking outclassed, getting outboxed, and then from nowhere, one shot lands and it's over. I don't think Deontay gets enough credit as far as his boxing skills. He doesn't have that many years in the game. He started real late, but you know what? He became an Olympic bronze medalist. So that says a lot right there. And he may have, some boxing to learn, but I do believe he's a better boxer than most people think. And I do believe there is a little bit of playing possum when he does fight boxers like Fury and like Ortiz. I believe he's so confident in his power that he'll give up the rounds. He'll lose most of the fight because he knows he only needs one. And you know what? 99% of the time, he always gets that one. So I understand why he's confident in doing that. But wow, if you're a Deontay Wilder fan, it is hard to watch when he's fighting the upper echelon type fighters, because it just looks like he's losing round after round after round. I do believe if he tried to box using that long jab, hook, and right hand, he doesn't go to the body too much, but I think he'd pose some problems. It's just that he doesn't box. That's not his strategy. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens February 22nd. Deontay promises a knockout to his fans. He says no controversy on this one. And Tyson Fury, confident as well that he's going to come out on top. Just looking at the stats, Fury is only 31, Wilder at 34 years of age. For some reason, I used to think that Wilder was the younger one of the two, but he is older by 3 years. Fury is 6'9" Deontay at 6'7". You know, Fury's probably one of the few guys Deontay actually fights that, you know, has fought in the past that is actually taller than him. 6'7" is a giant heavyweight. So they're both orthodox stance, right hand stance. Reach for Fury, he outreaches Deontay by 2 inches. He comes in at 85 inches, Deontay at 83. Record for Fury is 29-0-1. Deontay's 42-0-1. Out of the 29 fights, you know, Fury has 20 knockouts. You know, like I said, decent power. He doesn't get enough credit for his power. He's a combination puncher. Out of the 42 fights for Deontay, though, he knocked out 41. I believe Bermain Stervern, or whatever his name was the guy with the dreadlocks, was the one fighter he did not knock out. But then he came back in the next fight and literally flatlined him. You remember that picture? That picture, it was a devastating knockout. So in their whole career, we have Fury has 186 rounds and Deontay has 143. They both started professional boxing in 2008. You know, looking in at most of the experts, reading what they're saying on ESPN, Dan Raphael and Kim, you know, a lot of the experts and even some of the boxing community believe that the fight will go as per usual. They believe it will be just a continuation of the last fight. Very well could be. Like I said, Deontay likes to lose those rounds just to look for that shot. You know, I would hope that Deontay on his side would be a little bit more aggressive and try to look for that shot maybe a little earlier than waiting till the 12th round. So I would look to see if Deontay comes out more aggressive. As far as Fury, I think Fury's going to be more the same. He's probably going to move a little bit more, box him just the same as he did the first fight, and maybe throw in some hard shots in between. So it's going to be quite a clash, quite a boxer versus puncher clash. And you know what? For me to pick this fight, I would have to go with Deontay Wilder. That would be my pick. Deontay Wilder, with that 99% knockout ratio, that nuclear right hand from Satan. We see what happens with everybody when he touches him. I think Deontay's going to come out a little bit smarter. I think he watched tape of the first fight. I think he's going to come out a little bit sooner. And I think that's going to give Tyson Fury a hell of a lot of problems. Now, can Tyson Fury outbox Deontay Wilder? He can definitely outbox Deontay Wilder. That's a fact. But the problem comes, can Tyson Fury hold up a guard and defense against that nuclear right hand when it comes? We've seen what it just did to Luis Ortiz in a part 2. He literally hit him on the forehead and his eyes crossed. He didn't know where he was. You know, the forehead is not really a knockout area. Temple, jaw, okay, back of the ears, messes up your equilibrium. Those are typically the knockout spots. You don't see many guys get knocked out from forehead shots. The fact that the guy's knocking people out with forehead shots, and this is a guy that has a chin. Luis Ortiz is not a guy that gets knocked down. Should tell you everything you need to know about the power. So that's why I'm going to pick Deontay Wilder with the power. I will say this, if he does not catch him with that shot, he will absolutely lose the fight on the cards. And there is a small percentage chance, like I said earlier in the video, that Tyson catches him with a 3 to 5 punch combination and puts him down. That's possible. Small possibility, but possible. So that's really the fight. Deontay's got to touch him. He's got to touch him. If he touches him, I think he'll finish him this time. You know, the last fight, he knocked him down twice. Everybody remembers the 12th round knockdown. Nobody remembers the knockdown early in the early rounds. I believe it was a hook, if I remember correctly. It wasn't as devastating as the 12th round one, but still knocked him down on his feet. So because of those two reasons, because Deontay has a history of rematches with tough fighters and ending them in a second rematch, That's another reason I go with Deontay. If you remember, like I said, his Bermane-Stervern fight, he's the only guy that went the 12 rounds with him without getting knocked out of the 42 fights. He came back in a rematch and literally made him a meme. So I have to go with history. I have to go with that power. I have to go with the right hand. And I have to go with, 99% of the time, he does find that right hand. It's not like he doesn't. It's not like most, half and half. Like half the time he doesn't find that right hand and it goes a distance. He literally finds it almost every fight. So these are the reasons I will be going with Deontay Wilder by KO. I'm bullish on the KO. I mean, it is possible there's a TKO referee stoppage, but I do think it's going to be a KO. How do both fighters come back after that? I believe if Deontay does KO him in spectacular fashion, the sky's the limit. He will go after Joshua. These three fighters have always been in the mix talking. Joshua, Fury, and Wilder. We all know Joshua's been protected. He had a very good fight in his last fight with Ruiz. I think he boxed beautifully. And I think Ruiz also did not take that fight seriously. It was not the same Ruiz. It would have been interesting if we had the same Ruiz to see what would have happened. However, I don't think that Anthony Joshua can run anymore. I believe the time's now. He's already lost. He's already got knocked out. Or referee stoppage, whatever, TKO'd. And as far as protecting that, it's gone. The protection's gone. So there's no reason to not fight the other champions at this point. So I do believe the winner of Fury and Wilder will get Joshua. And like I said, if Wilder KOs him in spectacular fashion and he goes on to fight Joshua, I'm telling you right off the top that I believe that Wilder will KO Joshua early. I think it's a bad style matchup for Anthony Joshua. And I think Joshua does not move as well as people like Fury. He's not as technical as a Luis Ortiz. And Wilder has caught both of those fighters. So there's absolutely no reason why he wouldn't be able to catch Joshua. And I think he'll catch him earlier than he caught them. If Tyson Fury catches a W, on decision by the cards or a TKO, sky's the limit for him as well. I believe he will get the Joshua fight. Now, again, I do believe that this is a bad style matchup for Anthony Joshua. I think Tyson Fury is going to probably run rings around him, outbox him with the jab, straight right hand, and hook. Throw an uppercut just for spice. So, no matter who wins, I think Anthony Joshua is in danger. I think no matter who wins, will end up losing that fight. So, that will be interesting. These are my picks, guys. Been watching boxing for well over 3 decades. Just giving away my age. However, these are my picks. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Fight World, like, subscribe, comment down below. I will be active in the comment section. And see you guys later. I'm out.